misspelled reveal in my countdown. Oh no. Okay, oh, Barbuda defeat the Mimic's a fun center tile. We've got some UFO scavenger hunt. We've got defeat 10 bosses. There we go. And it is go time. Oh, here, let's get the okay. Bobbaro is taking a little bit more time to study the card, maybe. And we've got Overbold over on CodeMeRight side. And Bobbaro is going to start Pilot Quest. So we do have Make a Friend at the Crash Site in the top center here. Now for Overbold, trying to see, okay, clear around with max stakes over here on the left side. This looks like our first two goals to start. Although obviously Pilot Quest is just set up for now. Bobro's not going to spend more than like 1 minute in here, so we'll see where he heads over to next. Okay, meanwhile, let's get those. So we've got UFO Easter eggs for our collectathon. We have defeat 10 bosses. We have what else? We have top 5 scores on 4 leaderboards, and then 4 cherry discs. Okay, that's arguably the hardest one of those. And we have Block Koala coming in here. Right here, beat 2 story levels as Koala-Rana. We'll see if Bobbaro goes for the strats on this one. I've brought it up for a few runs that the way to do this, Bobbaro taking the long way around for pushing the star block out. If you push the 5 block 1 tile further to the left, you can just push the star block in and then loop it back out. Not too much longer to do it this way now, at least. But yeah, the strat here does not say you can't replay level 1. So once you get Koala-Rana after this first level, you can double back, replay level 1, and then play level 2. That's the fastest way to finish this goal. And that's a death for CodeMeRight. Oh, and Bobro's got the strats, going back in to level 1 as Koala-Rana. Level 1, one of the shortest levels in the game. Level 2, also one of the shortest levels in the game, though. Though, yeah, Bobbaro adding a little bit of time with this inefficiency, taking the long way around these hedges. Yeah, CodeMeRight, a little bit of a rough start with that early death. Overbold can be tricky, especially if you start raising the stakes almost immediately. Just one more wave needed here, one more level needed here for Bobbaro, just level 2, and level 2's a pretty straightforward one. Ooh, CodeMeRight just barely eating that explosion with his face there, and gonna be taking a death. And yeah, Bobbaro with a pretty efficient solution on this level 2, going to be picking up the first square of the match. 3 minutes in with Block Koala beat 2 story levels as Koala-Rana. So we'll see where Bobbaro goes from here. Taking some time to consider. Mooncat? Nope. Waldorf's Journey. We've got purchase 4 unique items in 1 run over here on the right. So this one can be pretty quick, but it's a little bit luck dependent, because you're going to need to find at minimum 2 shops. At maximum, the potential ceiling is pretty high. Okay, it looks like it's just going to reset for shops immediately in the starting area. It doesn't want to have to travel too far. Oh wait, there's actually 2 Waldorf's Journey tiles. There's also Waldorf's Journey have 35 shells at once down here in row 4, column 2. So we could be looking for that as well, although it's kind of tricky to manage that with purchasing 4 unique items, because obviously you're going to be spending a lot of shells in the shops if you want to complete both in 1 run. So it's probably going to be prudent to possibly do a quick reset. Got canned fish and propeller and the shells to buy each one. So okay, yes, we are definitely going for purchase 4 unique items in one run. That's propeller, canned fish. We need 2 other items. There's plenty of choices. You can get let me think. There's like beach balls, balloons, binoculars, and harpoons, I think. So I think there's another 4 item choices here. Ooh, and I think that was another death for CodeMeRight. Okay, CodeMeRight gonna abandon Overbold for now. Gonna reconsider, and okay, we've got shop number 2, and those are 2 new unique items. That is going to be a tile for bobbaro here. And bobbaro going up 2-0 as CodeMeRight dips over to Pin Golf. Pin Golf scored -2 or better on 3 holes. Okay, and Bobbaro's gonna leave, not gonna stick around for the 35 shells at once. Entirely possible that he hasn't noticed it. It's really easy to miss when the same game is on the card multiple times. And we're going to Mooncat. Mooncat is down here in the bottom left gold disc. It's also over here. Find 2 of 3 eggs. Oh, okay. That is just essentially gold disc twice in some ways. Gold disc being to find 1 egg. And yeah, find 2 of 3 eggs is the very hard goal for this game. So we could be seeing a double play here. Yeah, going for, if you just do 2 runs, 1 for the red and probably the red and the green, I think is probably the way to go. I'm actually not sure which eggs are fastest. And, you know, your preference may vary depending on how familiar you are with the game. And yeah, CodeMeRight on level 3. In Pin Golf, or yeah, this is the 4th hole here, I believe. Yeah, you need to get I believe you need to get hole 3 in 1. If you're, oh, that's a death right at the end of the screen for bobbaro, unfortunate. I think so far CodeMeRight has 1 hole -2. -2 is pretty tricky in Pin Golf. There's only a few holes where you can get that low. I know you can't do it in hole 2. And with that missed first shot on hole 5 here, or hole 6 here, it's not going to be possible for this one. It is doable on this one, but bobbaro dying to the lips at the end of the screen again. This is being a little bit of a rough start for Bob on this Mooncat run. Oh, I didn't notice, did CodeMeRight idle for long enough to get the UFO to show up on Pin Golf? I don't think he did. So I think we are still currently sitting at no UFOs for either player. There's the warp pickup for bobbaro. Finally getting into that portal. Going into this cloud stage up at the top. Ooh, nice air dodge there to move away from that shot from the lips. Okay, there's the hole-in-one on Juggle Pit. And yeah, bobbaro will also be making some boss progress here. Okay, looks like we're heading up top. I believe this is the route to the yellow egg up here? If I'm remembering correctly. Ooh, not going to be able to get the hole-in-one. Not that it matters. A hole-in-one is, you know, this is a par 2. You cannot get the -2 needed for the goal here. But it is good to play more efficiently. Which, yeah, actually, speaking of which, playing efficiently when you're not trying to make a goal, like, you know, trying to make progress on the bingo goal. You actually want to avoid hole-in-ones on Pin Golf speedruns because it plays an unskippable hole-in-one victory fanfare, and it's much faster to deliberately miss hole-in-one whenever possible. Yeah, CodeMeRight is on pace to potentially get a cherry out of this, which is relevant for this collect 4 cherry discs tile in the center bottom here, column 3 row 4. We're taking a couple deaths. This screen can be a little bit on the tricky side. Ooh, bumpers. Okay. Managing to get out of the bumpers there without taking a death. But, oh, missing this shot and going to head right back where he came from on that one. And yeah, unfortunately going to be taking this one over par. Yeah, this screen is very, very tough. Having to manage these projectiles from this wizard as you traverse all the platforming is very, very tricky. And we're leaving pin golf. Okay, I guess wasn't looking for a moment there. Got -2 on that last hole. And I don't like leaving though. Collect 4 cherry discs is right there, and CodeMeRight did not finish the run. So, not going to be able to make progress on those 4 cherry discs. But does get on the board with his first point. Oh no, and he's going into Mooncat, and bobbaro has such a big head start on this goal. This is potentially a disaster for him. Unless bobbaro takes a few more deaths and CodeMeRight is comfortable with Mooncat. I have to imagine CodeMeRight is at least somewhat comfortable with Mooncat if he's making the decision to go into it this early. Nope, CodeMeRight left as soon as he finished the goal. Not sure if he noticed the 4 cherry discs on the card. Yeah, if CodeMeRight is comfortable with Mooncat here, could potentially mount an offensive and catch back up and reverse snipe this. But with bobbaro already, I think, more than halfway to his first egg, this is going to be a bit rough. We'll have to see if either racer decides to stick around for egg number 2, since those are both on this card. Oh, true, true, true. I didn't notice the triathlon here. Pin golf does contribute to that. Oh, Bob is not heading to the yellow egg. That's interesting. Perhaps I'm not remembering the routes right, but I don't think you want to be taking this route if you're just going to the green egg. I feel like this is a longer way around to the green egg, but I could be wrong. No, that was the last turn you need to make to get to the yellow egg. Like, the yellow egg is up on this upper route. But you need to bounce the eyeballs up and take the portal before then. This, I believe, once you're on this screen, I want to say you're locked into the green egg. Ooh, that was scary. Okay, thankfully the ground's still on the screen there, and it's not going to be taking a death from that. Oh, and bobbaro is getting really scared of this guy here. Ooh, that bird. Okay. It looks like bobbaro should be able to make it to the portal here. Alright, yeah, there we go. Ooh, CodeMeRight kind of struggling to hit this portal here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just green egg route now. for bobbaro. Yeah, no, Canvas, like I was saying, I'm pretty sure bobbaro is taking quite the scenic route here. Nice bounce and air roll onto that upper ledge, though. Ooh, close one on that ghost. And CodeMeRight is trying to get up into the upper path here, but the speed strats for getting up here, bouncing off that first jumping spider and then getting hit by the second jumping spider into the portal, is really hard to land. Okay, yeah, sure enough, you are locked into the green egg route in this way. But it's looking pretty good for bobbaro here. bobbaro already on the final approach to the green egg. And CodeMeRight is still trying to get through this forest screen, finally makes it up to the portal, and is going on to this very difficult wizard, this horizontal wizard screen, where you're having to dodge these projectiles as you maneuver around these spike tops. This is a very tough screen. We saw bobbaro struggle with it a little while ago. Ooh, jumping out of the fire there. Oh, and that's a death pretty far into that screen for CodeMeRight. Again, these little shots, these blood drops or whatever they're supposed to be, really tough to manage on top of everything else. I think bobbaro is just about done with this screen in this temple section. Just a little further to go. Just gotta get past these spiders. Falls in the pit, tries to double back and let the spiders walk off, but does not quite make the platform cycle. That said, you know, bobbaro is still got a very major advantage. CodeMeRight is quite a bit behind in his progress of this goal. bobbaro just needs to take his time here. Walks into the turret there. CodeMeRight does make it through. The horizontal screen is now on the water section. bobbaro's got to be careful. Not that he has any way of knowing, but if he wastes much more time on these screens, CodeMeRight could be coming up on the yellow egg very shortly. Alright, there we go. bobbaro getting over those spiders this time. I'm pretty sure there's not much left here. Yeah, one more spider. He's gonna ground pound into the pit here. And okay, yeah, there we go. That should be the end of this screen. And I think there's one more short screen and then the boss. Yeah, this bouncing screen here. Ooh, death to the spike for CodeMeRight. Yeah, I believe this screen has the warp up to the yellow egg temple. Nicely executed bounce house room here for bobbaro, and bobbaro is on to the boss. Ooh, nice first 4 hits. bobbaro looking pretty... Ooh, that was close. Oh, that one a little bit closer, unfortunately. And yeah, CodeMeRight is going up to the yellow egg here. Yeah, this is where you want to be going if you're taking this upper route. And bobbaro's got to be careful. CodeMeRight approaching the yellow temple. There are a few rooms in the yellow temple you got to navigate before you get to the boss. So bobbaro's got some time, but CodeMeRight has closed the distance quite a bit. And bobbaro taking another death. We could see an upset, a snipe here from CodeMeRight, who started Mooncat about like 5 minutes later, I think, than bobbaro. Okay, bobbaro just needs a couple more hits on this boss. Jumped way too late, unfortunately, and is taking another death. I believe it's 8 hits for the kill. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just gonna dash under. 7. Oh, and I think this is the oh, they're both on their bosses. bobbaro takes another death, 1 hit from the kill. Three hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. I don't think CodeMeRight has 1 yet. Yeah, there's a death for CodeMeRight. Okay. I think 1 more hit for bobbaro. I think it will do it. I think that should be it. And bobbaro almost drops this, but does take the gold disc. Slips it out right from under CodeMeRight's nose, and is going back in for the second egg. That is also a boss kill for bobbaro. And CodeMeRight leaves. I think that's fair. You know you're behind already. Like, you're probably just taking the, you know, giving up the fine 2 eggs as well. Yeah, that was a little bit early of a mark. I'm just poking bobbaro, reminding him to not mark tiles early. It wouldn't have quite mattered that time, but that was very close. CodeMeRight was in the same, like, not the same boss, but fighting for the same goal at the same time. And you do not want to be marking tiles early. Oh, that's too low on that spider there. I want to say this is the path to the red egg that bobbaro is taking here. But we've got Paint Chase coming in for CodeMeRight. Paint Chase is over here in column 2, row 3. And okay, so beat 7 levels without power-ups. Oops, that's an unfortunate ground pound into the pit there. What's top 3 in Paint Chase? Good question. I believe I should pull up my notes real quick, my general notes. Another death there. Top 3 in Paint Chase is 320 points. But yeah, that's the thing about Paint Chase, yeah, is that you can, you know, as with all other arcade leaderboards, you don't get to enter your name into the leaderboard until all of your lives are lost. until the game's over. Well, until the game's over, either from losing all your lives or from beating the game. And, yeah, Paint Chase, that is very time-consuming. You have to sit around and wait for enemies to hit 80% coverage. Ooh, that's not gonna be a win on that one. CodeMeRight's gotta be careful. Level 4 is tricky without power-ups. You really have to aggressively chase these trucks and not allow them to overpaint. And, yeah, just kind of struggling to keep these trucks under control. Yeah, I don't know. This run is not looking super great either. Okay. Could be okay. No, I don't think that's enough. I think that, yeah, that's another fail. That's a game over for CodeMeRight. Yeah, you have to be very mindful of how to keep those trucks down. And CodeMeRight is going to leave Paint Chase. And we're going over to Warp Tank. Okay, row 1, column 1, Warp Tank. Complete the 3 levels in the initial hub room. This is a very quick goal if you know what you're doing. And even if you don't, I don't imagine this should take you more than, like, 6 minutes or so. Hey, wait. Okay. Trying to remember my Mooncat maps. What screen is this? Okay, yeah, no, I think Bobro's on the right track. I believe this screen has the warp into the vertical water section. And then you get into the red egg path from there. There's 1 level done in the Warp Tank hub room for CodeMeRight. Worth noting that this Warp Tank goal does start to form a diagonal for CodeMeRight. So we are looking at an interesting line here. CodeMeRight with a pretty heavy disadvantage. Take a little while to get the first point on the board. Yeah, there we go. This should be the water section, and then, yep. Okay, so bobbaro going for that red egg. I believe the red egg is the fastest of the 3 eggs. Just need to go to the left here. Yep, and gets the death warp into the warp there. And alright, here comes the second of 3 eggs, just needs to beat this boss. Watch out for the frickin' Benui. And yeah, I believe as with the boss we already saw, takes 8 hits for the win here. So I believe we're at 2 here. Ooh, narrow dodge on that shot. I'm gonna run away here. Ooh, just a little bit too close to get that jump. That's 2 levels done for CodeMeRight. Yeah, CodeMeRight pushing through these Warp Tank levels pretty quickly. Bunny jumping over that attack. Ooh, these dodges are tight. Maybe a little too tight. Okay, CodeMeRight kind of struggling to find the line here. You want to take that floor, warp to the floor there, and warp horizontally. Yeah, there you go. That's where you want to go. Ooh, nice combo on the bunny here, getting 3 hits off. death for CodeMeRight, but Deaths and Warp Tank are pretty... Oh, I'm surprised that did not hit on Bobbaro's side. Ooh. Okay, I believe that's 6 hits for Bobbaro, so this attempt on the boss is looking pretty good. I think that should be it. Yep, there we go. So that's another boss for Bobbaro. And going up to 4 tiles, 4-1 here. But okay, there's another tile for CodeMeRight as soon as he marks that off. There it is. And we've got the overbold play from Bobbaro now. CodeMeRight started him here and ended up having to abandon. CodeMeRight is going to pivot over to... back to pin golf. Realizing now the triathlon tile and, you know, the cherry disc tile, perhaps. Or no, okay, no, go... He's making the play for the diagonal. He's going for the Easter egg UFOs. Yeah, this tile is a key tile for CodeMeRight's position right now. We're doing a UFO rush. This tile sets up for a diagonal knockout on this row right here, and blocks the potential column 5 bingo. But that said, Bobbaro looks to be potentially setting up for a row 2 sweep here. And CodeMeRight did not finish the triathlon. Did not finish pin golf for triathlon, so does not have any progress on potentially blocking this this row. That said, it looks like both players are going to be caring about this Kit Club have 5 extra lives at once goal potentially. So this could end up being a Kit Club fight. So we're at 2 UFOs for CodeMeRight here, I believe. We'll be getting a 3rd one as soon as he finishes this screen on Fist Hell. And there's our UFO. Bump the counter up. And yeah, this is just a straight full-on UFO rush. Take that bottom right corner. The question is Bobbaro gonna see the threat? Because if Bobbaro notices, I think he's got to pivot over to Kit Club as soon as possible. Just to counter-defend and counter-attack. Like, the positioning on this board is very interesting. There's good moves for players that are both offensive and defensive. Reset on Star Wasper here. I missed what happened. Perhaps picked the wrong pilot or something. Yeah, there is a bit of an exploit. Like, if you just push for max stakes quickly, without ever making playing a match at lower stakes, then you can still get the easy spawn rate and the spawn caps, even with the maxed out stakes. All right, there we go. Mine clearing out that wave. We've got Alphazar's Hat, a little bit of a longer UFO, but perhaps looking to synergize with this Alphazar's Hat clear stage 3 tile, which could potentially set up a bingo threat across the top row as well. That said, I believe it was Bobbaro no. It was... Trying to remember. Yeah, no, I think it was Bobbaro who started off prepping Pilot Quest. I don't think CodeMeRight's been in there yet. Getting the max health upgrade. This is looking like a decent set of upgrades. Okay, yeah, Bobro's going for it. Going straight to maxing the prize out. And so you'll see that even though we've maxed it out, we have 82 targets. There's still only going to be so many enemies on screen at once. I think there's still only going to be like 4 enemies on screen at once at a given moment. Whereas normally, if you take a 900 stake route, you're going to see a lot more on screen at once. Ooh, that was so close! Oh, and gets sniped in the face. So many tight dodges, but not able to close it out. And the health kit right there, so close to getting some healing online, but not able to secure the win on that one. And Bobbaro going back to stage 1, and this is potentially pretty bad. If Bobbaro tunnel visions this goal too much, could be in big trouble. CodeMeRight is about to get the UFO tile. And a reset? I missed why we would be resetting. So tip for the Josie fight here, when those red bullets come out, you can actually sit right in front of the face and keep shooting it. There's a blind spot right at the front of the stage. See, the thing is, though, that if CodeMeRight is looking to clear stage 3 while he's here, I don't think I like that all that much. Stage 3, getting to and clearing stage 3 in Alphazar's hat is very time consuming. And that's gonna give Bobbaro a heads up about the potential diagonal threat, and gonna give him an opportunity to respond. We'll see what CodeMeRight does, though. Do we just need to see a UFO here? Does CodeMeRight bail as soon as the UFO... He does! He is not sticking around for Frost in Town. He is just taking the UFO tile and setting up this diagonal threat. Interesting decision to do it in Alphazar's hat in that case. Golfario would have been much, much faster. Okay, but we're going over to Waldorf's Journey, so we're not going to follow through on this diagonal threat. Oh yeah, also, yeah, that is in fact a boss kill, too. That is correct. Yeah, we just need 35 shells here. I mean, could even go for 50 shells and grab a cherry disc for progress on that collect 4 cherry discs goal in row 4, column 3. But Bobbaro's got to be careful here. He's investing a lot of time in this overbold goal and still has nothing to show for it yet. Has a large stockpile of mines with the lure upgrade, so I think Bobbaro could really be a little bit more aggressive with this mine usage. Yeah, there we go. Clearing out those whales nice and quick. Bobbaro weighing the options in the shop here. Only 4 more shells to go for CodeMeRight here. Okay, getting the twin shot and projectile reflect, and is going to max out the stakes. Going for it again. And there we go. That's going to be 35 shells for Waldorf, I believe. And we are tied up 4-4. bobbaro with the advantage by being the first one to 4. But after a rough start, CodeMeRight is looking pretty strong here. And bobbaro taking some hits in this overbold run. Thankfully, medkit spawning are going to help out. And okay, there's the pilot quest play. Starting to set up pilot quest. It's a little bit late, but better late than never. Setting up potential threat on this top row. And yeah, bobbaro is being a little bit more aggressive with the mine usage. I don't know if I like it going that aggressive this early into the max stakes run. Still got 51 targets to go. And with the lure upgrade, the mines are a very good panic button. Just get the enemies off of you and take out whatever is on the screen and currently being an issue. That's a pretty weak mine. That's just hitting 1 toucan. And we've got Planet Zoldath for CodeMeRight. Have 2 of each resource at once. This can be a quick one, but as with all things Planet Zoldath, you are at the mercy of RNG. Projectile shield is gone for bobbaro. Okay, we've already got one of the blue and the purple resource on Planet Zoldath here. Alright, that's a nice mine. Gonna be pretty juicy. Oh, it doesn't hit the flower. I thought that would be in range. That was a lot of damage. But thankfully, bobbaro at pretty much full health there. Not gonna feel it too much. And it looks like we might be able to close this out. You know, bobbaro's health situation looking really good. Down to 13 targets. It looks like it's mostly whales, if not all whales left. Which, while annoying... Yeah, I think it's all whales. It's all whales. Okay. One more whale, and there we go. bobbaro is going to complete the max stakes round. And starts to set up this row 2 bingo threat. That said, does not have any progress on this triathlon goal yet. Yeah, I'm surprised to see that CodeMeRight is not going for that kick club. It kind of seemed like with the UFO rush, I kind of figured he was going for that diagonal. But he's in Planet Zoldath, which potentially sets up for this column 4 bingo. Doesn't really block anything that bobbaro's going for yet. bobbaro kind of taking his time, I think, studying the card a bit, trying to figure out where to go. Is continuing. Is he going for a cherry disc here? If he is, I think that's a little bit overspending there. Okay, yeah, he's going for the cherry. I believe 1200 is what you need going into the final wave. Or is it more than that? No, it's 1300. Oh no. He's going for the cherry, he's not even gonna get it. This is a huge time waste for bobbaro. I mean, at least with the upgrades he grabbed, this is going to be fairly quick. Like, he'll be able to clear out this wave nice and fast, but yeah, missing the cherry by 100 is going to be very, very tragic. And yeah, we just need one more orange resource here on CodeMeRight's side. Seems like that's probably the ultra rare resource on this seed. We'll see. Bobbaro might realize, looking at the stakes screen on the final wave. Or he might just mash through super fast and do the final wave too. Okay, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. 1200 plus 3200. He's buying. Is this just for a boss kill? There's a lot better things you can do than finish this Overbold run out for boss kills. Like Kit Club. Kit Club's got some really fast bosses. Okay, but we are going to finish this out for the boss kill, I suppose. CodeMeRight still having issues finding this one last resource he needs. This is Planet Zoldath for you. Sometimes you finish the goals in 20 seconds. Oh, we're seeing a pause. Did it get there? Yeah, okay, we got there. So we are at 5 for each runner here. Bobbaro still with the current advantage, being the first one to get to 5. And we're going over to Velgress. Velgress Cherry Disc without upgrades or jump pads down at the bottom here. That is the very hard goal for this. It's pretty tough. But it does mean that you get to just ignore all of the coins. All you need to do is climb. It's time to climb and nothing else. Well, you do need to stop and shoot the bird. Oh, that's not... Oh, okay, nice recovery. I thought that CodeMeRight did not have his double jump there. That said, the bird gets away, so gonna have to reset. You do need all 3 of those keys for the cherry. Okay, but yeah, Bobbaro looks like he's gonna make it through this boss wave pretty comfortably. But yeah, this is a lot of effort for +1 boss. But yeah, there is a boss kill. Going up to 3 here. And we are going to... We're thinking about pin golf. We're going to Barbuda. Okay, we're gonna block the bingo on the center tile. Oh, and we've got the soda theme request. All right. Or cola. It's called cola. I could get technical with you about this, but it's called cola. Huge difference. Alright, and that is going to be a death. Okay, and CodeMeRight is going to leave this Velgress goal. And we're pivoting over to Hyper Contender? Hyper Contender Gold Disc. Man, it just kind of seems like CodeMeRight's just kind of bouncing around the card. Not really going for much that has strategic value positional-wise. Just going to what seems like maybe convenient choices here. Hyper Contender Gold Disc is not too bad. And yeah, while the current goals do allow for a lot of cheese, in Hyper Contender, Gold Disc does specifically require that you use default ring settings. Okay, Bobbaro started to get the Blood Sword, and then backed out and went the other way. Bobbaro looking not comfortable with this goal and is actually going to leave. And now we see the Kick Club play. This is the play I've been wanting to see from both racers for quite some time now. And yeah, I think if bobbaro gets this is a tricky goal. You need to make it pretty deep into the game without any deaths. I think you tend to get 50k somewhere in Track World. And 50k will get you 5 lives, provided you haven't taken any deaths. If you take a death, then you need to get to 75k. If you take another death after that, you need to get to 100k. That's way opposite from the spawn point. So, little Kick Club speed tip here. You want to be finishing levels on the side of your spawn point, a little bit off the ground. Like about halfway up the screen. I think a little more than that. If you do that, then on the stage transition, you will not bounce off of the ground at all. Every bounce wastes about 1 second. bobbaro also picking up those secret desserts for some extra points. Just to make progress a little faster. And yeah, there we go. That's the more of the positioning you want to see from bobbaro. Yeah, you just land straight on the ground, no bounces. 4 rounds in on Hyper Contender for CodeMeRight. Ooh, that was close. Almost slide kicked into that ball. Okay, so 1-6 here can be tricky. These tennis balls love to kind of snipe you while you're trying to go for the... Just like that! Contemplating a reset and is going to reset. I think that's fair. That can go either way at that point. Like, it's probably about even resetting or not. Ooh. Rek just barely swiping her way in there. Blocking the win from CodeMeRight, and this match is going a little long, and... Oh, that... Landing on the mine there. Oh, and okay. Rek misses that ring. Oh, but gets the double pickup on the wake up, and CodeMeRight takes the loss. Does have rematches, though. You are allowed to rematch. I believe Hyper Contender allows 1 rematch on every round. I think is how it works. But if you lose this one, then you're eliminated and you gotta start the whole run over. That can be a little tricky to fight against, but one of the important things about dealing with her is that she has no good ranged options. Her projectile is just a very short-range spread shot. Doesn't have much horizontal mobility, and just the her biggest mobility spikes are those mine jumps. So you just gotta watch for her jumping up at you when you're above her. But aside from that, it's pretty easy to zone Rek out. And CodeMeRight does get the victory on the rematch, so is going to be continuing this run. But I don't know how much this matters. If bobbaro is able to secure this Kick Club goal, then it becomes a triathlon race. Oh, that's a bad kick for bobbaro. Okay, able to retrieve the ball though, without taking a death. Almost landed on that tennis ball. That was so close. But bobbaro is dropping combo all over here, so is not going to be getting much points. This is a very point-heavy level if you can keep that combo up and get burgers off of most of the enemies. bobbaro really only getting like half the potential points from that level. Oh, and that's a loss against Gilroy for CodeMeRight, so there's another rematch coming out. Needs to win this one. CodeMeRight loses again. Then it's back to round 1. Bobbaro unfortunately dropping combo again, dodging the tennis ball, which You know, you do want to lose a few points over losing a life. If you drop down to low quality food, you're just losing a few hundred points. If you drop a life, you're essentially losing 25,000 points. And we're halfway there, more than halfway there on the points now. Just need to get another 20k. And here's the thing, though. Okay, well, yeah, no, I forgot. Hyper Contender is considered a sports game. So this is actually a double up for CodeMeRight. I hadn't considered that. This is a sport game. I don't think there's really much virtue here in taking this long-ranged approach to this boss. This boss dies super fast if you just go at it aggressively. And isn't very dangerous at close range. But there we go, that's 5k for Bobbaro. Bobbaro just needs another 10k without any deaths. We can see Bobbaro is playing this pretty cautiously. Deliberately waiting a while for these enemy cycles to get to the ball. $6,800 more points. We've got the Donkus, the man himself, the myth, the legend. Over on CodeMeRight's side. Bobbaro struggling to land these kicks. Gotta be careful, these shot put enemies are very dangerous. They can snipe you out of nowhere. 5,000 points to go for Bobbaro, as long as he doesn't take a death. This level's got a lot of these shot puts, though. Oh, that was close! Looks like he's just gonna let the ball respawn. But dropping the combo here means it's gonna take more time to get to that 50k. And CodeMeRight is on the last fight for their Hyper Contender gold run. That said, it's starting off pretty poorly, going down 3-0. Not gonna ring out, but it's getting picked back up by the AI. Okay, the time bonus, as long as this is a burger, this will be enough. Bobbaro will take the Kick Club goal, and we have a bingo threat here, but a bingo threat that, if CodeMeRight manages to win this rematch, a bingo threat that CodeMeRight is going to be able to immediately reverse. Oh, and Bobbaro is sticking around in Kick Club for a boss kill. I don't like this angle. You've got to be aware of the board state, and not only are you threatening a bingo, like, threatening a bingo and forcing your opponent to play defensively doesn't work if that defensive play is also going to allow them to mount a counteroffensive. Oh, and that was a reset. I think that was a loss. That was another loss on Sephi right at the end, missing out on the gold disc. And is going to have to start over. But that said, Bobbaro wasting a lot of time here in Kick Club for another 10% progress on a general goal that is not relevant to any available bingos. I do not like this play from Bobbaro. I feel like both racers are playing without much respect to the board state. That said, bobbaro is up 6 tiles to 5, so does have the majority advantage for the time being. But we are coming up on an hour in this race. There's 45 minutes to go. More than enough time for either player to potentially finish these bingos they're threatening. See, that's the thing. If you're assuming that CodeMeRight has more progress and is going to get the triathlon, you have to start blocking that bingo. Column 4 is scary if you lose triathlon. You've got to go get a big shiny or minimax or beat 5 rounds in Devolution. Unless you know your opponent super well and are confident that they're not going to be able to take care of those. I guess he could also be, well, I guess he could be looking for leaderboard progress? Let me see, we're on top 5? No, he's already there. Like, he's already there. He does not need to be in here if he's looking for leaderboards. He can just take the deaths. Like, top 5 is just 25k. We were there a long time ago. Okay, well, there's another boss kill. And he's not leaving. Is he, like... He's really playing this to completion? This is such a waste of time. Yeah, I'm wondering if he thinks this is a sports game. Which, like, understandable, but you gotta check the categories. It ain't. Sports games are the games resembling some sort of fantasy sport. This isn't a sport. You're just platforming. Yeah, I think bobbaro thinks this is a sports game and is playing through to completion because he thinks he's making progress on triathlon. Oh, this is so unfortunate. I mean, it will, at least once he finally finishes the run or dies, he will make progress on the leaderboards. Assuming he sticks around for that. He might not, because I think this is entirely... He thinks this is a sport game. But yeah, no, the sports are Bushido Ball, Hyper Contender, Pin Golf, I think. What else is there? Oh yeah, Big Bell Race. And Hotfoot, yeah, Hotfoot, right. That said, this fight on Yogo's fight against Yogo being a little shaky. Ooh, nice punch to grab that before the boomerang connects. Yeah, gotta be a little aggressive on grabbing that soccer ball if you want this, want to grab it early on this level. Ooh, that's a little dicey. Okay, squeezing in past the ice skate. We've got the Donkus. Oh, Donkus! Donkus, no! Jumping into the flaming hoop. The people's champ Donkus has been defeated. Not to root against CodeMeRight, you know, that would be unbecoming of me as a commentator. But come on, how can you not love Donkus? How can you not want to see that beautiful face succeed? Okay, this there you go. This soccer ball can be a little tricky to reach, and oof, jumping right into the curling stone. And yeah, Bobbaro's life situation is starting to look a little bit low. Down to 1 extra life. You can get another one at 100k, and I think that might be the last one. Or there might be one more at like 125. Get your last one at 100. Okay, yeah. Alright, final match again for CodeMeRight in this Hyper Contender goal. Sephi mirror match. And we're off to a bit of a rough start here. Struggling to maintain control on any rings. But we're on the boss for Ice World, which, I mean, at the very least, by playing this game out, bobbaro is making progress on bosses. One more hit on the goal should do it for this Ice World boss. Okay, there we go. +1 boss for bobbaro, getting up to 5 bosses, and that's a loss for CodeMeRight. Rematch coming in. It's do or die. Good start, winning the initial exchange, but is going to lose a few rings. Okay, pause coming out for bobbaro. Okay, nope, he's continuing. For a second, I thought maybe there was a realization, but nope. We're gonna finish this out. Oh, this is looking... Oh, that's a quick death for bobbaro. And this is bobbaro's only lives at this point. Oh, okay, and there's bobbaro's last life gone. It's a blessing in disguise if bobbaro game's over here. But I think the unfortunate thing is it's very likely that bobbaro is just going to think he has to play this very carefully, and is going to slow down quite a bit. And spend even more time in here. Oh, just needs this ring, and CodeMeRight gets it! CodeMeRight going to be taking the Hyper Contender Gold Disc goal. I don't think CodeMeRight even noticed Hyper Contender Gold Disc is on the board. Is just going for triathlon, and there's a game over for bobbaro. Again, this is good for bobbaro, because bobbaro does not want to be there. Yeah, CodeMeRight's not marking the Hyper Contender Gold Disc. I don't think he even realizes it's there. I think he is just entirely on triathlon. Okay, bobbaro. Bobbaro's gotta do something to start blocking this potential vertical bingo. CodeMeRight is just doing some cheese strats on Tomoe here. And Bobbaro's going to Pilot Quest. I mean, okay, this will be quick, because I don't think it has repaired Parvina's hut yet. Yeah, so it's just going to be doing that. And then probably going for a double seed here. Nope, too slow. Okay. But yeah, this vertical column 4 is looking very scary. I'm hoping bobbaro doesn't try to go for the bingo. If for his sake, because if bobbaro tries to go for the KO and taking this bingo, he's almost certainly going to just waste time, and CodeMeRight is going to lose some time here. Okay, no, bobbaro is not responding to the bingo threat at all. Bobbaro is just going to Velgress for the very hard goal down there. I don't get, both racers have been in this goal. And there are no bingos available on this goal. It's a very hard goal. It's going to take time. It's going to be tough. And there's no positional advantage to this. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of other goals that are significantly more reliable. And we've got goals that, covering potential bingos that are just going untouched. Okay, first key for Valgris there, but yeah, CodeMeRight. He's looking pretty strong in this Bushido Ball run. Getting a hit off the Caltrap there. Just one more point against Ayumi here. Yeah, 10 oranges is 5 levels. Every level has 2 oranges available. Alright, there we go. CodeMeRight taking the win there. Not sure how many rounds in we are. Okay, one more round to go. Okay, that said, you know, bobbaro is making some pretty steady progress in this Velgress low percent cherry. Oh, but misses the shot on the Cloud Bomb and is going to take a death. Ooh, this Kotaro match, though, being a little tricky. It does get a point on the board. Two points to go, but the AI only needs one more. Ooh, okay. Sneaking it around him there. That's another death. Okay, Bobbaro's kind of struggling here. And oh, that's a loss for CodeMeRight there. Not able to handle the power shot from Kotaro there. He's gonna have to take a continue here. So isn't going to make progress on the collect 4 cherry discs in this instance. The cherry disc for Bushido Ball mandating that you must complete the entire story run without any continues. First key for bobbaro as CodeMeRight going 1-1 on this match against Kotaro on the run back. Ooh, missing that slash, though. And back to stage 2 for bobbaro here. Oop, missing the jump. Gotta be careful here. Yeah, you can't use the star pads here, so don't want to land yourself on one. Ooh, this is looking a little dicey for CodeMeRight. Last round, giving CodeMeRight some trouble. The AI difficulty does ramp up as you progress through a run, so this is not surprising, but it is tied up 3-3. And there's the win CodeMeRight is going to take sport game number 2 and is only 1 game away from blocking Bobbaro's threatened bingo and is going to the big bell race. So we're not going to see a pin golf run back. Big bell race is a very reliable run. Oh, okay, never mind. Is it pin golf? They're trying to check the categories, but they're not. Sport games are not marked in this category. They're in the game description. You have to open the games individually. Okay, gonna go back into the big bell race. And big bell race is gonna be a little bit more time consuming than pin golf, but it is a very easy one. I think for many people, the big bell race was a first try cherry. Oh, that's okay. Nice job fishing that key out of that. That was a little bit of a dicey spot for it, but getting the bounce off of the squid. 9 more floors to reach the final area. Has all 3 keys. Doesn't get the double jump. Bobbaro, I think Bobbaro for this match really needs to think about going elsewhere. This square is not panning out for him, and there are bingos being threatened on the board. Bobbaro is going to leave. We're looking at Seaside Drive? Cyber Owls? Seaside Drive? No, it's Seaside Drive again. Why does everyone want to play this game? It's not a good game for any goal. Why does everyone open this thing all the time? I guess boss progress? There's not a Seaside Drive goal on this card. Top 5 in Seaside Drive is the second slowest. Paint Chase is the only slower one. Yeah, no, leaderboard plays on Seaside Drive are not a good move. Seaside Drive is one of the slowest games for leaderboards. Full stop. People, I'm going to keep saying this. I love Seaside Drive. It's got some of my favorite aesthetics in UFO 50, and it feels great to play. But you should almost never be playing it in Bingo. It is a very slow game. Especially, yeah, there's no explicit Seaside Drive tile on the board. And you've set your opponent up to be forced into a defensive play that enables a counteroffensive from them. This column 4 is so scary to me. CodeMeRight is going to be coming up on the halfway point of Big Bell Race pretty soon for that triathlon tile. You know, you can just like edit my face into the, you know. Oh, okay. We defeated the boss. We were thinking of leaving? No? Okay. Yeah, death over on the Big Bell Race side for CodeMeRight, but it's not gonna matter. The I mean, you know, getting the cherry disc would be good for the Collect 4 cherry disc, but I think we gotta be realistic here. We're 25 minutes away from the end of the race here, and no racer has a cherry. I don't think that Collect 4 cherry disc goal is getting lit. Wait, okay, played to get the extra lives and it's now pausing? There wasn't a reason to get all the way to Okay, gonna continue. Yeah, there wasn't a reason, like, to get the gift here. There's not a gift tile. Now, see, the thing is, though, Mini and Max collect a big shiny is something that kind of takes some amount of game knowledge. Okay, yeah. CodeMeRight is not going to be winning this race, so we aren't going to be seeing a cherry here. I do recommend learning the checkpoint system and how it's cheesable in the Big Bell race. If you're familiar with how to cheese the checkpoints in Course 4, it's one that you should pretty much never be losing. Because you just have such a strong advantage over the AI. Oh, and that's... Okay, we are just going for a leaderboard. Okay, so the pause was just we're checking the leaderboard status. So we're up to 2 leaderboards, and we're going over to Alphazar's hat. We're just continuing to not do anything about this column 4. That is very soon going to be in kind of a threatening spot. And yeah, Alphazar's hat stage 3 is one of the longer goals left. Gotta sit through that whole auto-scroller train level. Getting the life upgrade over on Alphazar's hat here. Always good to have that +1 health. Not going for the bonus game. Not looking for more extra lives. Yeah, if CodeMeRight realizes that they have an unclaimed tile, they can take the lead on majority once they finish Big Bell Race. But it's up to the racer to recognize these things. If the racer doesn't mark a tile they have, that's on them. Oh boy, it's lemon time. Can always count on TTF to show up and bring the lemons. Enjoy the yellow, everybody. Everyone's favorite color. Okay, mid-boss down for bobbaro. Bobbaro did take a death earlier, though. Gets the shot upgrade. But honestly, Alphazar's hat, it's generally going to be much more worthwhile to just push forward rather than take the time to invest in getting upgrades. Upgrades are almost all pretty marginal in terms of increasing your damage output. I think the most worthwhile thing to get off of pickups is heals and health ups. And okay, last race in the Big Bell race for CodeMeRight is going to be able to take this triathlon tile. And we'll see if once they're done here, like they might scan the card and realize, hey, there's a tile I didn't grab. Or they might just beeline it to try and get this vertical bingo. Green? Okay, it's called golf, but I'll allow it. Yeah, And we are approaching 20 minutes remaining in the match. CodeMeRight has 20 minutes to realize they haven't marked a tile. Death for bobbaro. Deaths aren't too big of a deal here, though. Worth noting, you know, not that I particularly like encouraging people to mash, but you do fire faster in Elphazar's hat if you mash the button instead of holding it down. Bobbaro appears to just be holding the button down. And there is Sports Gold number 3. So CodeMeRight going to be able to mark off Triathlon. And goes up to 6 points. Do they see the Hyper Contender Gold disc goal? Scanning the card. Making a plan, making a plan. Okay, Bobbaro is just going to take the death for the continue. And we're going to Devilition. We are going for the vertical bingo. And Bobbaro's doing nothing about this. Oh, and we do have that's +1 boss for Bobbaro as well. So Bobbaro is making good progress on defeating 10 bosses. Actually, did I +1 boss for, I think I +1 boss on Seaside Drive, right? Oh, wait. No. No, CodeMeRight was in Elphazar's hat. Bob hasn't been here yet. CodeMeRight was in Elphazar's hat for the UFO rush. I think you're thinking of that. Here, let me think. For Bobbaro, we have 3 bosses in Kick Club. We have boss in Overbold. 2 bosses in Mooncat. Seaside Drive, Elphazar's hat. We should be at 8. We're at 8 bosses. So Bobbaro is at least going to be able to secure advantage, most likely, off of bosses. Because once he's done with this Elphazar's hat goal, he will just be 1 boss away. Gotta be careful about falling off the train, though. It's so mean that you can fall off the train. Like, was that really necessary? But yeah, again, the thing is, CodeMeRight is pushing for a bingo threat. Time is working against him here, though. He only has a bit over 17 minutes to make this happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bobbaro just take a couple of deaths here. Yeah, that appears to be what we're doing, just get the life count back up. Stage 3 is a pretty long one, so you are going to want all the help you can get if you're not familiar with this game. And we are in round 3 of Devilition. Yeah, I think that's a good cannon position. Oh, okay, gonna bail. I much preferred the cannon position 1 tile below, but a simple X tile there will take care of those. Okay, or you can chain those together. We're gonna rocket up to the top here. Okay, well that at least hits the tough guy, but it doesn't take him out. It said you don't have to go for full clears, you do just need 5 round clears. Alright. Yeah, I think you could just detonate at this point. Yeah, it looks like he's going to do that, just going to leave that one at the top alone. Yeah, no, this is... CodeMeRight's pushing through this Devilition goal pretty quickly. And if he knows how to collect a big shiny in Minion Max, he might just take the KO. Oh, bobbaro walking into it, just backpedaling into a pit. At least thankfully it was only at 1 health anyway, so it's not like a lot of resource lost there. But yeah, gotta be careful about this slow auto-scroll section. There are pits everywhere. Alright, Devilition here. So it looks like we're starting at that central frog. Okay, and yeah, it looks like this is pretty much taken care of, I believe. I believe this will full clear this. Yep, this is going to be a full clear. And the rocket comes in and clears those out. And CodeMeRight only has 1 more wave to clear. Yeah, don't need to play for any sort of future plans beyond this round. Just need to kill enough to survive this round. Okay, that's everything. Well, not hitting the guy in the bottom left a second time. The strawman would be a good candidate for doing that. And setting up for an approach at that far left devil. Okay. Yeah, this is good enough. You can just detonate this. You've got the villagers you need. Bobbaro really struggling to fight this snowman. Gotta be careful here. Okay, gonna get the health upgrade, but... yeah, the 3 Ankh upgrade only gives you 1 point of healing. So the extra max HP does not really help. Okay, yeah, there... rotated the snake the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. We're getting enough kills here. Yeah, I think realized he doesn't need to keep building this. And that is going to be 5 rounds in Devilition done, and the bingo is being threatened. Do we see the big shiny play from either racer here? Oh, come on, gotta just mark the tile. Mark the tile. Why are we still playing? Why are we still playing? Please? Mark the tile? And leave? Are we really trying to cherry this? It says round 6 up in the top right! Reading the screen explains the screen! Okay, and there we go. That's gonna be Alphazar's hat, Frostintown. That's another boss as well for Bobbaro. Okay, there we go. But yeah, what is CodeMeRight doing here? Okay, we're going back to Pilot Quest. Yeah, we're just playing more Devolution, I guess. Oh, Borld counts as a boss. Presumably Unktomi also counts as a boss. It looks like we might be thinking about Unktomi. Kind of heading that way. Although, actually, probably we're just looking for ingots. Yep, there's... Okay, we just did one extra wave for the heck of it. We beat 6 rounds, sure. And we mark off the Hyper Contender, which means CodeMeRight takes the lead. And we're going to Minion Max. We are going for the KO. Bobbero's running low on time, though, and has not found any replacement meat, hasn't found any ingots to make a friend. Like, Bobbaro can't really explore much further. Can take, like, a couple of kills here and try and get some ingots, but not going to be able to do much else on this Wild Zone run. That's another... Now you just got to get out of there. Goes back to library without banking resources. I don't really like that. I mean, not that there were many resources, just a couple of Zoldneks. You're going to Campanella 3. I guess this is an okay boss fight, but, like, Campanella 1! Do Campanella 1 for your boss fights. It's very fast. Or Star Waspir. Yeah, the problem is that Bobbaro is a full tile down at this point, which means that he needs to secure 2 tiles. And CodeMeRight needs to not finish this bingo. That said, collect a big shiny is a pretty tough goal. You gotta go through the dangerous dark caverns full of enemies that'll one-shot you at starting health. So, this isn't trivial. CodeMeRight could very well spend the rest of this race attempting and failing to secure this final tile for this bingo. And if Bobbaro can finish getting 10 bosses and then 1 additional tile on top of that, we may see the comeback. Yeah, time is running low, though. But I think Bobbaro, like, has time to get this boss kill and then go back to Pilot Quest and find 5 ingots. I think that's something that could realistically happen here. I think he still had some meat at Parvina's hut. Yeah, 10 oranges is also quick enough. But we haven't seen any Racer touch Camouflage yet. I don't imagine we'll see it happen now. Oh, gotta be careful. Can't take a death here. Oh, that was close. Ooh, making it close, but that is going to be 10 bosses for Bobbaro, which does tie up the points. Why are we staying in? Why are we staying in Campanile 3? Why are we still here? Okay, maybe realizing. I think maybe looking at the card right now. Okay, gonna leave, and I think, like I said, I think the play here is Pilot Quest and try to get that friend. And just, okay, yep. Going into Pilot Quest. But CodeMeRight has not gotten this big shiny. I doesn't seem to know where to find the big shiny. Is finding some items, you know, going into dark caves. But is not heading in the correct way for a big shiny. And I think, oh, I don't like this. Is Bobbaro trying to farm up 1,500 drops? I don't think he's got time to do that. Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. He just needs 500 for... Yeah, no, I think he's trying to farm the ingots. I mean, you can get lucky. The crystal here sometimes does drop ingots. If he gets an ingot drop, I think he'll make it. If he doesn't, I don't think he can. I think he's way better off just buying those remaining meats and going into the wild zone. Just bust a few pots, kill a few enemies, hope you get some ingots. I don't think this is the way. We are down to 2.5 minutes left. The rate that you pick up these drops is not very high. I think if Bobbaro sticks with this with this plan, it's gonna be a CodeMeRight's first win in this league. Looking to put a point on the board. That is not a big shiny. Yeah, CodeMeRight just kind of seems like they're meandering here. It's all gonna come down to if a random ingot drop happens here. I think Bobbaro gets there. If it doesn't, then it's CodeMeRight's win. It's all down to the Pilot Quest RNG at this point. And let me tell you, the odds of getting a random ingot drop are not great. Like, I think Bobbaro just needs to mash here if this is really his plan. Like, stop trying to pick up the drops. You don't have time to get all the way to 2,000 of these things. You are just mashing as much as possible to try and get that ingot. Your plants will get you to 1,000. We are down to 1 minute to go. And yeah, Bobbaro's going to be able to make it to enough drops to craft 1 ingot. And yeah, I think it's too late to go to the Wild Zone at this point. We're committed here. "45 seconds. There's the 1 cave for 1 more ingot. Yeah, now at this point, you absolutely do not care about the drops. You are just looking for the ingot. And you've got about 20 seconds to find it. I think even less than that. 20 seconds left in the match, and you need like 10 seconds to go craft these ingots and then build the house. Nope, that's it. That's gonna be CodeMeRight's win.
Okay, so what do we do if it's a time? Tie.
CodeMeRight wins for being the first one to 8 tiles.
Ah, okay. Wow, that was a close one.
It was so close, and I wish you'd just gone back into the wild zone there at the end.
I was.
The odds of getting an ingot from the crystal are 1 in 300. They are not good. The odds of getting an ingot from a random enemy trap are like 1 in 5. Probably not that quite that high, but pretty darn high. I don't know,
No,
like, were you aware of how much you were running up against the clock there?
Yes, I was, but like, I don't know. I figured if I was going up to 1,000, the odds of getting one by that time would be at least decent. But yeah, probably should have just.
Now, 1 in 300, like, that is, I mean, it's a long shot. You can try it, but
I mean, I was knocking out like 600 crystals there. But
oh, yeah, that was a tight race, and we were so worried, CodeMeRight. We were so worried that you would just never notice that Hyper Contender Gold Disc was on the board. Were you aware of it, and deliberately ignoring it, or were you just chasing Triathlon and just didn't even notice that that was there?
I think I just basically just washed over it. I didn't even notice that. Like I did it. I was just noticing. Oh shit! My opponent is almost at the bingo, so I need to hurry up and do the other ones. So I basically just grazed over it. But then I remembered. Wait, I did that, and I should probably mark this off. So yeah. Also, I realized that paint chase without using power-ups is hard as hell.
Yeah, you kind of need a plan for stage 4 to deal with those fast trucks. If you don't keep them under control, they just kind of run away, and you can't really keep up. I think course 4 is kind of the deal breaker for that goal. If you don't, if you can handle course 4, you can probably handle the rest of the goal. But course 4 is a doozy.
Are you allowed to use items in one thing and then not use items in the other levels?
I believe that would be allowed. Like, yeah, if you want to just use the paint guns in level 4 and do level 8, that would be allowed. Yeah, that is something you can do.
Oh, I didn't notice. Also, one thing I realized was there is no sport category, so I went off, oh, that looks like it could be sport, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, bobbaro. Did you think Kick Club was a sport game?
yes.
It's not.
What do you mean it's not? How is that not a sport
It's a platformer. It's not a sport game. It's a platformer.
It's a platformer about sports.
But it's not a sport. If you don't believe me, you can go back to the library and pull up the game's description right now.
No,
but
I get it.
There's no sport description. Like I would agree with him that he'd be a little bit confused.
Yeah, no, it's not. You're not the first one to get got by this. Yeah, it was actually a blessing in disguise that you died in USA World in Kit Club, because you should not have been there. Once you got your have 5 extra lives at once, maybe you stick around for the Track World boss to make progress on defeat 10 bosses, but would have been out at that point.
Well, that was kind of my logic. Was I had not practiced Kick Club like at all, but I figured I can get the one Kick Club goal in, and even if I can't gold it for the sports goal, then at least I'm making progress towards the 10 bosses. But
yeah, you did great.
You too, man. Tight race. But
Yeah,
I had a couple blunders. One was not realizing there was a second Waldorf's tile. That was a big one.
There was a pretty you got a pretty vicious snipe on CodeMeRight on Mooncat. Bobbaro actually started Mooncat like 5 minutes ahead of you, but was really struggling against the green egg boss. Well, first took a pretty roundabout route to the green egg. Went on the yellow egg route, and then passed the warped to the yellow egg and went to the green egg instead.
I only know a couple of warps to some of the green eggs, to some of the eggs reliably. Also, I don't know what's wrong with me. Usually, I just basically make a beeline straight towards the boss. But I was really struggling with some of the mechanics on the platformers. Like, I was dying to the stupidest shit, and I was that was so embarrassing.
But yeah, you were both fighting your your respective bosses on Mooncat at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that VOD then. This sounds exciting. Oh, I remember what the other thing I screwed up towards the end was. I forgot that Elphazar's Hat Stage 2 doesn't have a boss, so I quit out Seaside Drive early because that had all the fast bosses in it.
Okay, if you've seen me talking in chat and commentating on any matches, you already know what's coming from me. Stop playing Seaside Drive, everyone. It's not a good game for Bingo. There are so many better options.
And I usually avoid Seaside Drive really bad if I want to do the UFO Easter eggs, because at stage 3 that's already way too late.
Yeah, no, the UFO Easter egg is way too deep to be worth it for that goal. The leaderboards are the slowest leaderboards besides Paint Chase. The bosses are slower than all the alternatives. It's not a good game for Bingo.
I thought the bosses were kind of attainable, maybe not.
And they're not the worst out there, but Campanella and Star Waspier, Cyber Owls, Fist Hell, Minion Max, they all have better options.
Oh yeah, I guess I could have gone in and done the Water Bear in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, the Water Bear's not the fast, and yeah, the Congo stage in Cyber Owls is super fast. It's actually one of the fastest bosses out there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I won via a tiebreak, but we're equal in points.
Yeah, that's correct.
Usually, how it was described last time, a tiebreak is only determined for who scores the next goal.
Nope, tiebreaker is determined by who had the most, who got to the current value first, and that's you.
Oh, I got.
I believe the sudden death rules are reserved for playoffs.
Okay.
All right.
That was another reason why I was staying in Pilot Quest at the end, because I figured I couldn't remember what the tiebreaker rules were, but I thought, okay, if it's the sudden death thing, then maybe I could be making steady progress instead of risking going.
Yeah, if it was sudden death, yeah, you had that locked up, but it's important to know the rules, because
that was on me for just not knowing tiebreaker rules.
Ping golf is a sport game, right?
What game?
Ping golf.
Yes, pin golf. The 5 sport games are pin golf, hyper contender, Bushido ball, hot foot, and what am I forgetting?
The bell race.
But yeah, the big bell race. Yes.
Damn it! I should have gone with ping golf.
Everyone in chat was wanting it from you, especially after you made it 16 holes into pin golf and quit.
I'm sorry, chat.
Chat expects a formal apology video by the end of the week.
Should I play ukulele as well?
And we also saw attempts at the Velgris very hard goal from both of you, and did not work out well.
Nah, it was way too hard, because you need those upgrades.
I practiced that one kinda. I tried it out and got it on my first try, and I was like, okay, I can do this if I need to. And then it didn't work out in the live race.
Also, I remember I only realized that ping golf was a that ping golf was a sport game after I've seen the goal of doing sport games.
Yeah, the 30-second study period is really, like, not quite enough to fully take in everything that's going on in the card. It can be pretty tough to really fully absorb what you should be doing. Bob seemed to be taking extra time at the start to study the card. Took like a minute and a half to get into his first game.
Honestly, that's something I need to get better at, is just scanning the card. Part of that was I forgot to get out my paper and pencil that I mentioned yesterday.
Oh,
Grab that real quick to write down the goals.
You were AFK running off and grabbing some graph paper, huh?
I'm so bad at keeping track of it otherwise. Like, I never would have remembered how many bosses I was at.
And yeah, I'm also kind of surprised we never saw any attempts at the Bug Hunter goal. Just a game neither of you are comfortable with.
No, this is basically.
I thought about it at the end, but
yeah, I thought about this early on. Sorry to cut you off there. I thought about this early on, but I realized that 4 cost modules are just basically kind of hard to get. Plus, the game is also very RNG reliant, so you might not even get it.
Yeah, sometimes the shop doesn't even have a 4 cost, and you have to just buy one of the things in the last 2 slots to make one spawn. I actually had this goal in my last race, and first I got burst twice. Then after I got my second unique 4 cost module, then there was not a 4 cost module, and I had to spend an extra 2 cubes buying invert to make room for another 4 cost. And finally, I was just there mainly to get the 3 4 cost modules, but I ended up finishing the job because I bought the last 4 cost module to it was finally I got erupt, and that got the last kill when I used it. So yeah, it can be a rough goal. We're looking at making a tweak to it to make it to just buy. I think with the phrasing we're going to change it to is buy 3 4 cost modules in one job, so that they don't have to be 3 unique modules.
Okay.
To help rein in the RNG in that a bit, because yeah, sometimes you buy a 4 cost and the same 4 cost pops up, and you buy that 4 cost and the same 4 cost pops up again. Like RNG's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, also we never saw camouflage get dusted off for either of you.
This would be controversial for me because I actually finished camouflage in one of my earlier matches against someone. So I even collected some oranges against my will on the way. So I was also surprised that I also didn't go for it. But for me, at the moment, I realized I thought Minion Max was like a little bit more important.
Yeah, Minion Max, the big bingo threat there.
That was definitely making me nervous, because around, like, I want to say 20 minutes left, I looked in, because I saw your 3 in a row, but I just thought there was not going to be enough time to do 5 Devolition rounds and Minion Max.
Oh,
and then you got the Devolition rounds in, and then I was sweating.
Funny thing, CodeMeRight spent an extra 3 minutes doing a 6th round.
Really?
No, you have to beat 5 rounds because you start on the first.
You did beat 5 rounds. You were around round 6, and you finished round 6.
Oh, well, I didn't know you start with the number 0.
You don't. It said round 6 up in the top right corner the whole time you were playing.
But you start on round 1, but when you finish that's the first one you clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
It was beat 5 rounds, not reach the 5th round.
You did that. You beat 5 rounds. You were on round 6, and you cleared round 6 and got to round 7.
Well, wouldn't you know it? My mind was a little bit different. Yeah, wait, let me just check. Wrong game.
Yeah, Bug Hunter, Devolition. What's one grid-based game over the other?
Yeah, it's the same game.
Well, yeah, it'll.
Yeah, it starts with round 1. Yeah, you have to beat this round in 4 more, so you end up in round 6.
And you were in round 6, and then you beat round 6.
Well, damn me! Well, I guess I'm
Yeah,
just
see, round
dyslexic
7.
now.
It says in the bottom right corner, right there, round 7.
Ah, I'll just edit that out in post.
Yeah, I'll get right on that too. Don't worry. I'll make sure our stories match up. But yeah,
I think.
there were a few moments like that. Yeah, like Bob staying in Kick Club after finishing the goal for it because he thinks it's a sports game. You staying in Demolition past round 6 because you think you're on round 5. Um, the pressures of making it more than an hour into a bingo match and it's being a close race. Sometimes your brain slips on something like that.
Right.
I
There
think
was
it's
also
less.
the part where I entered Barbuda and then went to the left because I was mixing up the blood sword with the mimic.
I mean, getting the blood sword for the mimic's good. Generally,
I
you want to
actually
get
didn't
it
know.
later on, like after you get the pin. But the blood sword definitely makes the mimic more consistent to get. So nothing wrong with grabbing it
I've only
early.
ever even tried the mimic with the holy rod. So
I don't even know if a mimic exists, so I was very surprised to have that in the middle.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of hidden on the like hardest route to find to the end of Barbuda. I think a lot of people don't take that route. It requires that you solve a puzzle on the far right side. You know how when you fall down the shaft on the far left, you see that lever that goes by?
Yes.
You have to reach that. In order to reach that, you need to wrap around from the right side of the screen. And to be able to do that, you have to notice that in the purple area, at the top of the purple area, that you can see a ladder going down from one screen, but not one going up from the one below. There's an invisible ladder there that lets you reach that screen wraparound, pull the lever, and the mimic's down there.
I see.
standard logic.
And yeah, the mimic guards an alternative third route into the castle. Through you drop into it from the top left when you take the door behind the mimic. It's not something you really ever see because it's a very slow route compared to the alternatives, but it is how you get to the mimic, and it is helpful to know that for some bingo cards.
I should probably play some Barabuta because 90% of all the Barabuta goals I cannot do because I have not played this game enough because I really hate it.
Oh no, we have a Barbuda hater in the booth.
How could you hate Barbuda, such a polished, feels good to control game?
I love going at like one.
Very intuitive banger soundtrack.
Yep.
I have to admit,
going for it.
I have to admit there is a very nice soundtrack, and I like some very nice moments where you have like so much to do in Barabuta, and you always know where you have to go. Like this is like so much good game design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, you're understanding it now.
Maybe I should play Combat Dance next. Wait, I have the chariot already.
Combat Ants is actually one that I put some practice into. It's faster than you would think, I feel like. Like, my first bingo card had a Combat Ants goal on it, and I steered completely clear of it. Like, nah, this is going to take forever. The ants aren't going to cooperate. But I tried them out. They're not that bad, actually.
Yeah, combatants can be a little tricky, though. Like, especially if it's a goal where you have to play a surprise. Consistently getting the win on surprise is very unreliable. Sometimes you gotta lure those starting ants so that the enemy doesn't amass a huge force, and sometimes those starting ants get right on you and you're able to lure them away. Other times they wander off and just go off to food that you can't contest them on, and then you've got 6 ants to to your 3, and you have to just take the reset. Like it's very rough, but some of the earlier missions are pretty quick and fairly consistent if you know how to handle them.
Also, I also saw that Block Koala was a very easy goal to get. Didn't even try Block Koala because I realized it was a Sokoban, and then I was like, nah, I've seen too much already of those, and I just basically did not it did not further engage. So even if there is a character you can unlock, I wasn't going for it.
Yeah, this is the easiest block koala goal in the pool. And bobbaro did have the strats, which I've talked about before, and I've never seen anyone doing it, but yeah, finishing level 1, getting koalarana, and then going back and beating level 1 again, and then level 2. It's very quick, although there is a slightly more efficient way to solve level 1. So losing a few seconds there, but no big deal. Although, at the end of the race, it was down to just a few seconds to try and secure that last moon ingot. So, who knows?
Yeah,
maybe the potential 5-second save on Block Koala would have been the difference maker.
I can check that. Hang on. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1004, 1005, 1000.
Okay, no. Dang. I tried to go to bat for you, Black Koala. Sorry.
It was a worthy posit.
And as much as I'm getting the reputation for being Block Koala's biggest fan, I'm also its biggest hater. Like, don't worry about it. As Sokoban games go, it's not what I would consider a particularly good one. In fact, quite the opposite, honestly. But it is good to know the goals, for Bingo at least. There's not a lot of them, so. But yeah, I think that's all we got for this. Any last things you guys would like to say before I cut the stream for now?
Thanks for casting for us. Had a real
Oh
fun
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and well played. I think this is one we have not had many ties. Like tiebreaker deciders. I think it's been just like I think this is the 4th one in the league we've had so far. It's like 4th or 5th, I think. So always exciting to see one of those, especially coming down to those last 2 minutes of exhilarating pilot quest gameplay. Does bobbaro get the ingot or not in these final 2 minutes? Because it all rode on that. The most exciting, standing there watching a little chubby guy swing a yo-yo at a rock that I've ever seen.
I was praying to Derek you there. Those sweet ingots.
Ah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, yeah, I should probably maybe train a lot more because I really am prominent in the quick play things, not in everything else.
Yeah, I've definitely got some things I need to practice after this race too. So
yeah, these close races always do a little bit to reveal what you might need to work on a bit. Yeah, always good to learn your lessons from the things like this.
I do have one more question.
Yeah,
before we go. Where can you train these goals? Because it would be foolish just to know the rules from playing bingo.
Well, you can always make like training practice cards yourself. You can pull up. Do you have a link to the full bingo goal list?
There was a do-it-yourself bingo list, like a Google Docs form.
Yeah, the doc where the copy pasta is, like the full goal list is there for practice. There is also, I think, it pinned in the bingo chat channel on the Discord. I think there's a resources page. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, yeah, Bob Salad's pinned comment from January 27th. UFO 50 bingo resources and strategies. I believe has a lot of the stuff that lays out like efficient strategies and routes for a lot of the goals. Yeah, I can drop it in the text chat here too.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah, right there.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it's like completely fully updated on everything, but it does have the vast majority of
It's got a lot of helpful stuff on it. Uh,
yeah, including it has a walkthrough on where to find big shinies in Mini and Max.
oh, it does. Wait, that I didn't go
Yeah.
into Mini and Max because that was like the one Mini and Max goal I didn't practice.
Um, I was
Nope.
aware of some of the things where you can get a big shiny, and it's like in one of those cases where you have to be extra tiny and you have to have like um you have to like pick up enemies and everything else. And I thought, one is on top of the pencil, but I don't know where.
Right. That was the big deal for me too, is not knowing where the cave is.
And yeah, the caves are pretty dangerous. Like if you're not getting any max health upgrades, the enemies in there will one shot you. So you have to be careful. It's good to it's a goal that's very good to practice if you want to have it under under your belt there.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe I
Yeah,
should look at some max health upgrades as well, because that synergizes with the max health upgrades that are sometimes in the bingo.
yeah, and I think the resources do outline like a couple of convenient health upgrades to help both with the max HP increase collectathon goal and with just surviving the tougher caves.
But you're not allowed to have um, basically any helping resources aside from the bingo rule set during your gameplay, right?
Nope, that was changed last week, 2 weeks ago. You can have whatever resources you want open while you're playing.
Oh, why was that changed?
Um, Mainly just I kind of argued twofold. One, it's not enforceable at all. In fact, like there was a race I watched where I before the rule change where I have a strong suspicion that someone looked something up in the middle of the race because there was someone overshot a goal and then very abruptly paused for several minutes and then restarted after seemingly just like overshooting it without like seemingly confidently overshooting the goal. So it's like, but obviously I can't prove anything, but it's still like that seeing that happen was like, we can't really enforce people not having resources up. Like people are gonna do that if they want to do that, and there's nothing we can do to prove it. And B, like, um, 50 is a lot of games. 50 is a lot of
Yeah.
games to learn, and asking that people know 50 games inside and out to start doing bingo races is like a huge obstacle to entry. So, yeah, I just kind of argued, you know what? Why don't we just make it more accessible for newcomers and drop a completely unenforceable rule that like I think at best is potentially going to cause some witch hunts where people start accusing each other of using resources because you know they suddenly make a hard right when they realize they're doing a goal wrong or something like that. Like why don't we just drop that and make the bingo more accessible and
Hmm.
let people use whatever notes or resources they want. And so yeah,
And
we went forward with that.
and
I've got a notepad detailing what I think the best games are for every general goal that I keep up every time I'm doing a match. So,
and
yeah.
like at the end of the day, the people who do know the games by heart are going to do it faster anyway.
Exactly.
So,
That's point 3. It's like you if you're relying on referring to notes for every goal, you're going to be slowing yourself down every time you pause the game and, thumb through your notes, scroll through 5 pages to find the minion max map you're looking for or the next step in the night manor cherry um compared to someone who has practiced it and is just going through off of memory. So yeah, I just couldn't see a reason to keep the no resources allowed goal, and the other admins agreed, so we dropped that. And yeah, you can have that resource dock open. You can make your own notes for any goals that you are less confident in. Um, which is what I have. I just have notes tailored to my needs, and it definitely helps out.
Oh, that's really good to know.
think the big one for me is like top 3 and top 5 on all the arcade leaderboards. Like I would never remember all that. That's a really handy one to have on the dock.
Yeah, Campanella and Magic Garden are both very good ones for that. Kit Club's pretty strong too. It does depend on which, if it's top 5 or top 3 though. The best choices shift around a bit depending on that.
More of a gap between 3 and 5 for some games, huh?
Yeah. I actually have my notes up right now, and yeah, for top 5 games, I'm doing Campanella, Kit Club, Magic Garden, Ninpeck, and Star Waspir in that order of preference. But for top 3, I'm doing Magic Garden, Ninpeck, Star Waspir in that order. Magic Garden is the best one for top 3, but it's 3 down if it's top 5. So, yeah, shifts a bit.
Interesting.
Okay, I don't know about that. So yeah.
Well, like I said, sometimes what you take away from a game is lessons on what to do next time. Although you did come away, take away a win here as well, getting yourself a win on the board. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well played.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Yourself.
I want to get back to my Magic Garden grinding, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for racing.
Thanks for casting.
No problem.